Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to English with Ikram. In my last different videos, I have discussed almost all parts of speech, but one was left. एक स्टूडेंट ने याद करवाया कि सर आपके पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच की जो प्लेलिस्ट है, आई हैव वॉच ऑल द वीडियोस बट प्रोनाउन इज़ देयर, प्रोनाउन इज़ नॉट देयर. मैं ये समझ रहा था कि आई हैव रिकॉर्डेड दिस वीडियो, but I think I have forgotten that. So that's why today, on the desire of a student of mine, I am going to discuss pronoun. So it's a bit simpler part of speech, but for certain students it may be a bit tricky or a bit difficult. So what is pronoun? Let's get started. Pronoun. Normally we define pronoun, it's a word that is used at the place of a noun. And why do we use pronoun? It's quite simple. We use pronoun to avoid repetition of noun. In a sentence, we cannot repeat a noun again and again. For example, Mr. Aslam is my friend. Aslam lives near to my house. Aslam is a doctor. Aslam. So it looks a bit awkward. So to avoid this repetition, we use pronoun. Pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun at the place of a noun to avoid repetition. This is the simplest definition. Right? Normally there are three cases of pronoun. This is used to avoid repetition. Okay, the next thing that we should know, that we should discuss, that is cases of pronoun. There are three cases of a pronoun. What do we mean by cases of pronoun? It means that a pronoun can be used at three different places in a sentence. A pronoun can play three different functions in a sentence. The first one is subject. The first case is subject. Then it can also be an object in a sentence, and it can show its possession itself. For example, the first is I. It's a pronoun. When this is used as a subject in a sentence, it's I. But when it takes the place of an object, it becomes me. But there is a different case here in pronoun. For example, in case of noun, how do we show possession of noun? What do we do? जब हम किसी noun की possession show करते हैं तो हम क्या करते हैं? जब हम किसी noun की possession show करते हैं तो हम उसके लिए क्या करते हैं? This is simple question. We just add apostrophe s. For example, noun is Shiraz. When we show possession of this noun, what do we do? This is question for you. Just think about it. We add apostrophes. Shiraz's house, Shiraz's book, Shiraz's personality, Aslam's house. Right? But here, in case of pronoun, we don't use apostrophes. Here we have a separate case for pronoun to show its possession. So, in case of pronoun I, we have my or mine. This is possessive case of pronoun. We, it becomes us when it plays the function of an object, and our or ours. I will discuss where do we use my and where do we use mine and our and ours. What are the difference between the use of these two different cases of possessive cases of pronoun. Then you as a subject, it remains you as an object, and your or yours. When we use possessive, you in its possessive case, it becomes your or yours. Yours is possessive case of you. Normally while writing application, this is common mistake. I want to correct it over here. जब हम बच्चे या इवन टीचर्स एप्लीकेशन लिखते हैं तो आखिर में लिखते हैं योर्स ओबीडियंटली, योर्स ट्रूली, योर्स फेथफुली. दे पुट comma over here. This is not apostrophe s. यहाँ पे कोई apostrophe s नहीं है, ये common mistake है. This is like just like this one, yours. No comma, no apostrophe s. This is possessive case of you. Then he is a subject, him is an object, and his possessive case of he. She, her or hers. This is possessive case. It remains it as an object, and its. They, them as an object, their or theirs. So these are different cases of pronoun: subjective, objective, and possessive. Let me discuss where do we use this, the first case, and where do we use the second one. When do we use this possessive case, my? When we use before noun, we use my. This is my book. But when we use noun first and then possessive case, then we use these cases. This book is mine. Now book, the noun is at the beginning, and then after noun we use possessive case, then we use mine, ours. This school is ours. जब आप noun से पहले possessive case use करते हैं तो फिर my, our, your, और जब आप noun के बाद possessive case use करते हैं तो फिर ये वाले mine, ours, yours, फिर ये possessive cases use होते हैं. Right? So these were certain cases of pronoun. Let's discuss some kinds of pronoun. After discussing the kinds, the concept of pronoun will totally be clear. The first kind is personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are those pronouns which are related with certain persons, which are used as subject and as an object of a sentence. As I have already discussed that there are three personal pronouns: first person, second person, and third person, singular and plural. Personal pronouns are those pronouns which are used to specify certain persons which are related with person. And there are three types of personal pronouns: first person, second person, and third person. First person singular and plural, second person singular plural, third person singular and plural. What is first person? A person who is speaking, he is first person. If one person is speaking, first person singular. If more than one person are speaking, then first person plural. For example, at the moment I am speaking, I am addressing, I am first person. I will use the pronoun I. First person singular. If more than one person they are speaking to somebody, they will use the pronoun we. First person plural or we. And second person is listed to whom you are speaking. If he is one, you will use the pronoun you. If more than one person, you are speaking to more than one person, again you will use the pronoun you. And if you are talking about a person who is not present here, about whom you are speaking, if he is male, you will use the pronoun he. In case of female, she. In case of inanimate, it. If more than one persons are there, then you will use the pronoun they. These are personal pronouns. And these personal pronouns are of two kinds: subjective and objective, which I have already discussed. These are personal pronouns. Right? The second kind is possessive pronouns. I have already discussed in cases, possessive pronouns are used to show the possession of pronouns. For example, the same one: his, our, my, mine. So these are, I have already discussed in cases, these are the pronouns which are used to show possession of pronoun. Okay, the next kind is relative pronouns. Relative pronouns relate back to the noun already mentioned. Relative pronouns are used to connect a phrase or a clause to the noun or pronoun already mentioned. These are who, what, whom, date, pronoun. Intensive pronouns are myself, himself, these are the word, herself, yourself, themselves, ourselves. These are certain pronouns which are called intensive pronouns. For example, here is a sentence: I myself like to visit that place. I myself like to visit that place. He himself wants to drive the car. So these are certain pronouns: myself, himself, herself, yourself, themselves, which are used as intensive pronoun to put some intensity, to put some force or emphasis, right? The next kind very close to this one, there is a slight difference, that is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun are also the same pronoun which are used as intensive pronoun, the same words: I, myself, yourself, themselves, but there is a slight difference here. In case of reflexive pronoun, the subject and object are the same. This is a slight difference. Here, when the subject and object are the same, we use these: I, myself, yourself, themselves, herself, we use as reflexive pronoun. For example, the same word, I'm not going to write the same word, but here example is he drives the car himself. He drives the car himself. Both subject and object are the same. He drives the car himself. They themselves bought a new house. They themselves bought a new house. Both subject and object are the same. when the action of the subject is affected by the subject. Then we use the same words, myself, yourself, themself, herself. We use them as reflexive pronouns. I hope the difference between reflexive and intensive pronoun is clear. The next kind is interrogative pronouns. It is very simple. Interrogative pronouns are used to pose questions, and these are which, when, who. These are interrogative pronouns. Whichever. Right? And we use these interrogative pronouns to ask questions. Who is knocking at the door? Who is knocking at the door? This is interrogative pronouns. Which is your favorite color? Keep this thing in mind that these interrogative pronouns can also be used as interrogative adjectives. I have discussed this in my video about adjective. The difference is that in case of these interrogative pronouns, these words, when they are used as adjective, we use noun just after these. For example, which is your favorite color? Here, after these words, we are using helping verb. But when we use noun just after these words, then we use these words as adjective. For example, which color do you like? यहाँ पे मैंने which के बाद color use किया है, noun. Which color do you like the most? Which book do you like the most? Which way do you want to go? Here, these words are used as an interrogative adjectives. Right? The next one is indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns are those pronouns which are used not to point out toward a specific noun. While using indefinite pronoun, we don't point towards certain specific nouns. हम इनको यूज़ करते हो किसी स्पेसिफिक नाउन की तरफ यूज़ नहीं करते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दीज वर्ड्स आर एवरीवन, ऑल, नो वन, a few. These are indefinite pronouns. For example, everyone is present today. Here, this everyone is not referring towards any specific noun. So such kind of pronouns are called indefinite pronouns, where we don't point out toward any specific noun. Such pronouns are called indefinite pronouns. So these were some, one is kind is left, I think, demonstrative pronouns. The last kind is demonstrative pronouns. Again, it's very simple. Demonstrative pronouns are used to demonstrate, to point towards certain noun. For example, this, date, these, those. Again, the same difference. These demonstrative pronouns can also be used as demonstrative adjectives. I have discussed while discussing the kinds of adjective. When we use noun just after these words, then these demonstrative words, these are used to as demonstrative adjective. But here, you can also use these words as demonstrative pronoun. This is my house. Here, this is my house. This is demonstrative pronoun. This house is very big. Now this house, this is noun, this is here, this is used as demonstrative adjective. So this is a slight difference. All the possessive pronouns can also be possessive adjectives. All the interrogative pronouns can also be interrogative adjectives. And same is the case over here. All the demonstrative pronouns can also be demonstrative adjectives. So I hope the concept of pronoun is clear to you. What is a pronoun? What are different kinds of pronouns? This was the only part of speech that I have forgotten to discuss. Parts of speech: noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, different kind, preposition of place, preposition of time, some general preposition, article, and pronoun. I have discussed all parts of speech. आपने parts of speech अगर आपने उसका कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करना है तो मेरे चैनल पे इंग्लिश विद इकराम पे आप जाएंगे, प्लेलिस्ट में पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच की प्लेलिस्ट है, उसमें जाएं तो आपको तमाम वीडियो एक जगह पर वहाँ पे मिलेगी. इफ़ यू वांट टू लर्न, इफ़ यू वांट टू क्लियर योर कॉन्सेप्ट, बिकॉज माय फोकस हैज़ ऑलवेज बीन ऑन द कॉन्सेप्ट. अपना कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करना चाहते हैं तो आप नाउन से लेकर लास्ट preposition आर्टिकल तक आप जो भी आप पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच आप सीखना चाहते हैं, कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करना चाहते हैं, वॉच दैट वीडियो, लाइक माई वीडियो, शेयर माई वीडियोज, एंड इफ़ यू हैवंट सब्सक्राइब माई चैनल येट, सब्सक्राइब इट राइट नाउ. That's all for today. Thank you very much.